Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Saturday. It is 20th of September. It is Ashwini Masa or Padmanabha Masa, Krishna Paksham Chaturdasi Tithi. There are no Vaishnava events today in the calendar. And tomorrow it is the Pitru Paksha Mahalaya Amavasya. So that is the last day for the Pitru Paksha. So just reminder for any devotees. They wanted to remember and do some kind of offerings to the forefathers. Okay. Today and tomorrow. Okay, that's all from the events perspective. We shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni describing about the Virata Rupa. So Virata form, so which is the first expansion of the Super Soul, and then which is holding all these the universal elements, everything, all the Bhutagrammas, they're all flourishing within the body of the Virata Rupa. Virata Rupa is the first expansion of the Super Soul. Likewise, Maitreya Muni is speaking. येष हि अशेष सत्वानम् आत्मांशः परमात्मनः आत्मांशः आत्म अंशः परमात्मनः आद्यो अवतारो यदा यत्रासो भूतग्रामो विभाव्यते आद्यो अवतार so it is the first expansion आद्यो अवतारो यत्र असौ भूतग्राम विभाव्यते the all these bhutagramas they flourish within the body of the Virata Rupa. Okay, so who is the shelter of all the living entities, everything else within this universe? Okay, likewise, he mentioned, and then further he is describing about the Adhyatma, Adidaiva, Adibhuta, how the Virata form accommodates all those three three modes. And then what are the three modes? That is Ekada, Dasida, Trida. Trida is the like the Adhyatma, Adidhaiva, Adibhuta. Ekada is the agreement between the living entities and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is like a only in oneness. In oneness, that is called oneness. And then Dashida, it is described as the 10 life years which are floating within our bodies. Okay, likewise, within this universe also, it is described in a gigantic way. Ekadasida, Ekada, Tridha. Okay, likewise, Maitreya Muni is giving some more information here. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 6, and verse number 9. साध्यात्मः साधिदैवश्च साधिभूत इति त्रिधा विराट प्राणो दशविधा एकदा हृदयेन च साध्यात्मः साधिदैवश्च सा adhyatmah, the body and mind with all senses. This is adhyatma. Sa adhyatmah. And then sa adidaivaha. Sa adidaivaha. So, and controlling demigods of the senses. This is sadhyatmaha, saddaivasya. Cha and sadibhuta. Sadibhuta is the present objectives in and around. This is called the dravya jnana kriya ashrayaha. By taking the knowledge and the different kinds of paraphernalia, dravya jnana kriya activities. what have to be done. So this is called the Sadibhota. Sadibhota iti tridha. So here it is described as the present objectives. Sadibhota. And then iti in thus tridha, three Virat Prano Dashivida. Virat, the gigantic, Pranaha, the moving force, the life force. Dashavidaha, the 10 kinds, and Ekada, one only. Hrudayena cha, and living energy. Hrudayena, living energy cha also. So this is Sadhyatmaha, Sadhaivasha, Sadibhota iti tridha. Virat Prano Dashavida, Ekada Hrudayena cha. Set translation. The gigantic universal form is represented by 3, 10, and 1 in the sense that he is the body and the mind and the senses. He is a dynamic force for all movements by 10 kinds of life energy. And he is one heart where life energy is generated. Okay? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Samhita Mataji to read the first 2 paragraphs and then we will.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In Bhagavad Gita 7, chapter 7, verse 4 to 5, it is stated that the elements of earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and false ego are all products of the Lord's inferior energy, whereas the living entities who has seen to utilize the inferior energy originally belong to the supreme energy, the internal potency of the Lord. The 8 inferior energies work grossly and subtly, whereas the superior energies work as a central generating force. This is experienced in the human body. The gross elements, namely earth, etc., form the external gross body and are like a coat, whereas the subtle mind and the false ego act like the inner clothing of the body. The movement of the body are first generated from the heart, and all the activities of the body are made possible by the senses, powered by the 10 kinds of air within the body. The 10 kinds of air are described as follows. The main air passing through the nose in breathing is called prana. The air which passes through the rectum as evacuated bodily air is called apana. The air which adjusts the foodstuff within the stomach and which sometimes sounds as belching in the stomach is samana. The air which adjusts through the throat and the stoppage of which constitutes suffocation is called udana air. And the total air which circulates throughout the entire body is called the Vyana air. Subtler than these 5 airs, there are other also. That which facilitates the opening of the eyes, mouth, etc., is called the Naga air. The air which increases appetite is called the Kara air. The air which helps contraction is called the Kurma air. The air which helps relaxation by opening mouth wide in yawning is called the Deva Datta air. And the air which helps sustenance is called the uh, Dhananjaya air. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji. Can request Gauringa Mataji to read next paragraph, please. Up to you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Oh, sorry, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Gauringa Mataji. हरे कृष्ण करेंगे माता जी।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Sorry, Prabhuji. I did mistake. Yeah, okay. All these years are um, generated from the center of the heart, which one only this central energy is superior energy of the Lord, who is seated within the heart with the soul of the body, who acts under the guidance of the Lord. This is explained is Srimad uh, ex- explained in Bhagavad Gita 1.5 as follows. Sir, sons of I cannot see properly, sorry. Sir, Chahan, Prabhuji, can you recite this one? I couldn't.
सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिर्ज्ञानम् अपोहनं च वेदेषु सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम्।
Okay. The complete central force is generated from the heart by the Lord, who is seated there and who helps the conditioned soul is remembering the forgetting, and the conditioned state is due to the soul's forgetfulness of his relationship of subordination to the Lord. One who wants to continues to forget the Lord is helped by the Lord to forget Him breath after breath. But birth after birth. But one who remembers him by then of association with a devotee of the Lord is helped to remember him more and more. And thus the conditions soul can ultimately go back home, back to Godhead. The process of transcendental.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Hare Krishna.
Thank you माता जी। We'll give other devotee turn.
Okay, thank you.
Can I request Javed माता जी to read the next paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna, thank you. This process of transcendental help by the Lord is described in Bhagavad Gita 10.10 as follows. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mama upayanti te. The Buddhi Yoga process of self-realization with intelligence transcendental to the mind, devotional service, can alone elevate one from the conditioned state of material entanglement in the cosmic construction. The conditioned state of the living entity is like that of a person who is within the depths of a huge mechanical arrangement. The mental speculators can reach the point of Buddhi Yoga after many, many lifetimes of speculation, but the intelligent person who begins from the platform of intelligence above the mind makes rapid progress in self-realization. Because the Buddhi Yoga process entails no fear of deterioration or retrogression at any time, it is the guaranteed path of self-realization, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 2.40. The mental speculators cannot understand that the two birds, Svetashvatara Upanishad, maybe, sitting in one tree are the soul and the super soul. The individual soul eats the fruit of the tree, while the other bird does not eat the fruit, but only observes the activities of the eating bird. Without attachment, the witnessing bird helps the fruit-eating bird perform fruitful activities. One who cannot understand this difference between the soul and the super soul, or God and the living entities, is certainly still in the entanglement of the cosmic machinery, and thus must still await the time when he will be free from bondage. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely read. So here Srila Prabhupada is describing about the Adhyatma, Adidhaiva, Adibhuta. These are the Tridha, Dashavida, Ekada. Sadhyatmaha, Sadhaivascha, Sadhibhuta iti Tridha. Virat Prano Dashavida, Ekada Hrudayenacha. Ekada Hrudayenacha. In the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada is describing starting from the भूमिरापो नलो वायु हुक्कम मनो बुद्धिरेव च अहंकार इति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृति रष्टदा. So the five Panchabhutas, three subtle elements like mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are three subtle elements. There's totally eight of them, eight elements. They're all inferior energy of the Lord. Bhinna Prakriti, Ashtadha, eight. Bhinna Prakriti is the separate energy of the Lord. Whereas the living entities, this is apare mitasvanyam vidhime prakritim param. They do not belong to the prakriti, they belong to the superior nature. Vidhime prakritim param. Param means supreme. Jiva bhutam mahabhaho, that living entities, Jiva bhutam mahabhaho or Arjuna. Yayedam dharite jagat, they come to this material world and accepting material body and trying to do some kind of things. That only that living entity only knows and Lord knows. What everyone, so that everyone are trying to do something here in this material world. Okay, so likewise, Lord says that living entities belongs to the superior energy, but who are seen to utilize the inferior energy originally belong to the superior energy. Living entities originally belong to superior energy. They utilize the inferior energy. They uses the material nature, accepting somebody and to do something. The superior energy is the internal potency of the Lord. So the eight inferior energies work grossly and subtly, whereas the superior energy works as the central generating force. So the Lord, superior energy is the Lord always witnessing. So he gives the knowledge and forgetfulness whenever it is needed to the living entity. So he gives that energy. So energy is the prana shakti, kriya shakti, jnana shakti. Everything comes from the Lord. So like they are coming from mode of passion. These energies, different kinds of shaktis. Prana shakti, kriya shakti, jnana shakti. So that is the central generating force. This is experienced in the human body. And gross elements, namely earth, etc., they form the external gross body and are like a coat, whereas the subtle mind and false ego act like the inner clothing of the body. Because everything is going on willing, feeling, and thinking and wanting to do it. Then these are all subtly doing, and then outside activities like using the hands, mouth, and the legs, and then we do so many other activities. Okay, that is what exhibition. But whatever is going in the mind, no one knows. Only we knows. That is very subtle. Okay, that is Prabhupada is describing here. And further, the movements of the body are first generated from the heart, and all activities of the body are made possible by the senses and powered by 10 kinds of air within the body. So here Prabhupada is giving the 10 kinds of airs, like the main is the prana, apana, mudana, vyana, samana, and what else are there here? Naga, Kurkara, Kurma, Devadatta, Dhananjaya. These are the 10 different airs. But this, and also it is described whenever Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita, um, um, Marichihi Marutamasmi. So Marutaha, they are the demigods. Marutaha, they are the demigods for the airs. Out of those, Marichi. So there are, Prabhupada is describing that there are 50 kinds of airs existing. And Maruts are the demigods for them. Maruts, there are 49. And Marichi is son of the Brahma. Marichi's son is the Kashyapa. And Kashyapa Diti's children, they are 49 Marut. So apart from Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, she has begotten Maruts. So they're all like a joined Indra as and taking the charge of this airs. Marutamasmi. So these are the airs. So there are demigods for them. So 50 kinds of airs are floating. Right. So here main the 10 kinds of air are described as follows. The main air passing through the nose in the breathing is called the prana. So this is pranasya sodhayen margam and purakumbhaka rechakaihi pratikulena vachittam yatastiram achanchalam. The yogis they try to control this prana, the life force, by the pranasya sodhayen margam. Sodasya is my searching for it. Sodasya. Sodhayen margam pura kumbhaka rechakaihi. So just controlling through the air. So one nose and pressing on one side and then another side breathing, inhaling and exhaling. Pratipulena vachittam and then doing opposite directions. Yatastiram achanchalam. And then on one particular point of time, there is completely stop that breathing process. It is called kumbhaka yoga. So that way, yogis, they will extend their life for many hundred thousands and hundreds of thousands of years. That is the process in the golden ages. So, but nowadays people are more of sense gratificatory things. They wanted to eat so much of things. They wanted to roam so many places. They want to do so many things, and they utilize this life air breathing very quickly, and that's why their life is getting reduced very quickly. So that's why if sense gratification is stopped and only needed whatever is needed, if we consume only that part, then one can extend the life. That is the prana. Main air passing through the nose is in breathing is called the prana. The air which passes through the rectum as evacuated bodily air is called apana. And the air which adjusts the food stuff within the stomach and which sometimes sounds as belching is called the samana. Okay, so and then these are different functions of the air. Air passages through the throat and stoppage of which constitutes suffocation is called the udhana air. It's kind of, I think it's a burping kind of thing. And the total air which circulates throughout the entire body is called the vyana, which is spread total air. Circulates that total throughout the entire body is called the vyana. So again, Prabhupada is giving a further subtle airs, subtle than these 5 airs. The naga, which facilitates the eyes, mouth, etc., is called the naga air. So I think this one, it happens when the baby is in the womb of the mother itself. I think so. This is what, and then there he could open little mouth, or I do not know. But if we see the babies as soon as they're born, then opening the eyes and opening mouth. So for that, Naga air is used. It helps that, it facilitates. And the air which increases the appetite is called kurukara. Appetite is generally sometimes when before eating the food, we take some of the uh, ingredients, so that it increases the kurukara or the appetite to eat more. So likewise here, it is described kurkura. Maybe there are some other ingredients, some foodstuffs which help for kurkura air get generated. Okay, so and then further, the air which helps contraction is called kurma air. The air which helps relaxation by opening the mouth wide in yawning is called devadatta. So we got good experience of this one. And the air which helps sustenance is called dhananjaya. These are subtle layers we may not perceive day to day of these subtle layers. We utilize them, and then those function within our body. We don't recognize, we don't acknowledge them, but we just take opportunity and doing everything by ourselves, just with the main functions. Whether we are eating and doing something, and going studying and doing something, earning money, sleeping, that is only we recognize very high level. We don't want to deal with all the smaller stuff. We don't want to understand. If we given a phone, then just whether I'm watching movie or not, we don't understand what is the CPU, what is the control unit, central processing unit, memory unit, and how the circuits are built, that transistors existing within that, diodes, transistors, conductors, that we don't want to deal with them. We just wanted to watch the nice movie and then relax. Okay, but inside that there are so much of functions that are happening. It's a gigantic mission. Okay, so and all these aids are generated from the center of the heart, which is one only. The central energy is the superior energy of the Lord, who is seated within the heart with the soul of the body, who acts under the guidance of the Lord. Okay, so this is Prabhupada is describing that Sarvasya Chaham Hrisannivishtaha Mattah Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha Vedashi Sarve Ahameva Vedjo Vedanta Kurudveda Videva Chaham. So here the Lord Hridisannivishtaha. Hridisannivishto. So Lord is situated in the heart, and he gives Mattah Smritir Jnanam. He gives the remembrance and also forgetfulness, apohanam cha, and knowledge. So he gives all this knowledge and remembrance and forgetfulness to the living entity based on the context what he is doing, based on his nature and his desires. Okay, that's why again Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hruddheshe Tistati Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rodani Maya. Yantra, it is body is a mission, and the driver is Ishvara. Ishvara, and the living entity is sitting there, and because he is just only willing, the Lord is doing everything for himself. So that is here. It is given again from the Shweta Upanishad about the two birds sitting on a tree. Okay, so and then here Prabhupada is describing he helps the conditioned soul in remembering and forgetting. Conditioned state is due to the soul's forgetfulness of his relationship of subordination to the Lord. One who continues to forget the Lord is helped by the Lord to forget him birth after birth. But one who remembers him by dint of association with the devotee of the Lord is helped to remember him more and more. This is a practical experience. So many people, even it is our practical experience as well. In our childhood, if someone is trying to say about Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, we used to go away, because if I try, if we try to learn these things, we know that there is going to be detachment comes, and then we cannot enjoy. Of course, in my practical experience, I used to, it is not at this time, it is not at this time, I don't want to hear these things. Still, I have got enough time. Many people, they are in kind of a illusory things. They wanted to forget. So Lord, Lord will give the facilitation to forget as well. Because still we have got a desire. So forget, Lord, so here, who wants to continue to forget the Lord is helped by the Lord to forget him birth after birth. That is where the problem is. And then he doesn't know, and then he suffers within the body, within this material world, he suffers. But when he comes in association with a devotee of the Lord, he is helped to remember him more and more. Okay, so this is again our practical experience. Without touch of a devotee, we wouldn't have been here coming and discussing Krishna Katha. Okay, so likewise, that the conditioned soul can ultimately go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, so this is Bahujanma Vipakvena Samyak Yog Samadhina Drashtum Yatante Yatiyaha Sunyagareshu Yatpadam Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavanmam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabaha. Such kind of devotees are very rare, who are going back to Godhead after so many lifetimes. And here, who are come in contact with devotees, and for them, Lord also helps because they are trying in their endeavor according to their capacity. Tesham satata yuktanam, bhajitam priti purvakam. And in the loving devotional service to the Lord, to please Him, not for our pleasure, it is to please the Lord. Bhajitam priti purvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam, and Krishna give dadami, I give the intelligence, buddhi yogam tam onto that devotee. And ye namam upayantite, how he can come back to the Lord. Ye namam upayantite, to come back to the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is the buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga is nothing but the devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Okay, this buddhi yoga process of self-realization with intelligence transcendental to the mind, devotional service can alone elevate one from the conditioned state of material entanglement in the cosmic construction. Okay, so there are different ways, like the karma yoga, that is gradual steps, but the final touch is this is the devotional service, buddhi yoga. Karma, jnana, dhyana, and then bhakti. Bhakti comes at the end, the topmost. Okay, so the conditioned state of the living entity is like that of a person who is within the depths of huge mechanical arrangement. So if we are put up in a gigantic mission and we are somewhere very small and we are trying to do something, but we do not know that we are within the mission. Okay, so this is it is described within the depths of a huge mechanical arrangement. And the mental speculators can reach the point of Buddhi Yoga after many, many lifetimes of speculation. Okay, this is many lifetimes. Bahujanma Vivukvena. But the intelligent person, again, Bahunam Janmanamante, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate, Jnanavan Mam. And with the intelligent person, who begins from the platform of intelligence above the mind, makes the rapid progress in the self-realization. So he uses a little bit. Mind means it is the yat sankalp vikalpabhyam vartate kama sambhavaha. And the mental platform, it is there are, I wanted to do this one, I don't want to do this. Sankalpa vikalpabhyam vartate kama sambhavaha. That is above the mind is the intelligence. So, and Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita. So, out of this matter within the body, the senses are the better than the matter, and better than the senses, mind. Better than the mind is intelligence. But on top of this, intelligence is the this life, the soul. So, soul is on the top. That is gradual importance. And because the Buddhi Yoga process entails no fear of deterioration, so or retrogression at any time, it is guaranteed path to self-realization. So neha vikramanasosти pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. See, neha vikramanasosति. Na iha krama nasa asti. There is no loss in this endeavor, in this material world when we are engaged. Neha vikramanasosति pratyavayo na vidyate. There is no loss in this endeavor. And swalpamapyasya dharmasya, even the little bit, swalpamapyasya, swalpamapi asya, swalpamapyasya, it is traite mahato bhayat. It will protect one from greatest dangers. Mahato bhayat. Mahato bhayat is greatest danger. Okay, so that way here it is described. That's why Buddha Yoga devotional service is always, it is a guaranteed path to self-realization. But mental speculators cannot understand that the two birds, Shvetasvatar Upanishad, it describes that sitting in one tree are the soul and super soul. One soul is trying to eat the fruits and the other soul is witnessing. Individual soul eats the fruits of a tree while the other bird does not eat the fruit but only observes the activities of the eating bird. So the tam jiva karma padivim anuvartamanaha. The super soul always see and witnessing and supervising the other individual soul. He is Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bhatta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha, Paramatmeti Chapyukto, Purushaha Prakrute Paraha. He is the Prakrute Paraha. And he is the Upadrashta, he is the seer, and Anumanta, he is the permission giver to the living entity to eat the fruits when he desires. But the Lord, Name Karman, Name Karmani Limpanti, Name Karma Phalesh Praha. I do not desire anything. I do not have anything to do it in this material world. Lord says, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Name Karma Phalesh Praha. I don't have any desire to eat here fruits. Okay, so here, but individual entity, so Bhutendri Antahakaranat Pradhana Jiva Sanjitat. That is living entity. And then Atma Tata Pradrashta Bhagwan Brahma Sanchitaha. And the Lord is also Lord and the living entity. Both are sitting under one tree. That is that Svetasvatara Upanishad describes. Of course, throughout Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, it is the same concepts have been described elaborately. So here again, without attachment, the witnessing bird helps the fruit-eating bird bird perform fruitful activities. It helps the fruit-eating bird perform fruitful activities according to the Vedic injunctions. And then they eat it. But if he is not following the Vedic injunctions, then what happens? He forget about how to eat, and then he will entangle here in this material world. But eating also there is a process, gradual process. One has to. This is called a dharma, artha, kama, moksha, purushadhas, and the Lord witness all his activities. Okay, so there is a steps how to eat the fruits as well. One who cannot understand this difference between the soul and the super soul or God and the living entities is certainly still in the entanglement of the cosmic machinery and thus must still await the time when he will be free from the bondage. Okay, so this is there Tan Akrishna Mandhan. Tan Akrishna Mandhan. So there who cannot understand the knowledge of the soul and the spirit soul, the Tan Akrishna Mandhana. Krishna describes in the Karma Yoga third chapter. Krishna with Navichalayat, Krishna with means who understands. Navichalayat, he should not unsettle such kind of mandas or unintelligent people. Instead, engage them in proper way so that they understand the devotional service about their soul, about the body and everything gradually according to their constitutional position. But if they do not like to know it, Then they are mandas. In this material world, everyone are like that. Prayan alpaishaha sabhyaha kalevasmin yuge janaha mandaha sumandamatayo mandabhagyahi upadritaha. Always lazy. Mandaha sumandamatayo mandabhagyaha upadritaha. Unfortunate, they are misguided, lazy, and अयुक्तः प्रकृतः स्तब्धः शतोदेशुतिकोलसः विषादि दीर्घसूत्री च Katta tamasa uchyate. They're all people in the mode of ignorance. They do not carry out whatever is required according to the Vedic injunctions. Okay, so that is until that point where they do not come to the devotional service, or if they do not know the devotees or the Lord, then they have to still wait till the time when he will be free from the bondage. It takes, so that's why devotees of the Lord, they wander around the world to give this knowledge to each and every conditioned soul, to free them from the bondage. जनस्य कृष्टाद् विमुखस्य देवाद् अधर्मशीलस्य सुदिक्कितस्य अनुग्रहेह चरन्ति नूनं भूतानि भव्यानि जनार्दनस्य. They take these books and then go for distribution just to free them from the entanglement. But other people, they do not understand. Okay, so but this is our endeavor. Always this work must be keep going on. Prabhupada's desire and his spiritual master desire, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, print the books, distribute it to everyone so that he understands that he is entangled in the cosmic machinery. He must be completely come out from there. Okay, so likewise, Prabhupada is giving these descriptions based on the Sadhyatmaha Saddaivasya Sadibhuta Iti Tridha. Virat Prano Dashavida Ekada Hridayena Cham. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is giving so much of explanations from Ekada, Trida, Dashada. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, so today letter to Murari, November 17th, 1970. It is Bombay. Letter from Bombay. Can I request Sanchita Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, can somebody else read today? Because right now Pranshu has got an exam, we'll be traveling. Maybe
Sure,
I can
Mataji.
share a quick reflection later, but right now we are just leaving, just in 2 minutes. So, sorry, Prabhu.
Sure, Mataji, that's all right.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so can I request Meena Mataji to read half and then Usha Mataji to read next half, please?
To me, it's, yeah.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Lord. My dear Murari, please accept my blessing. I have received your letter of 27th October 1970 along with that of Srimad Alan Hest and have noted the content carefully. I consider that London Temple is one of our most important centers for the propagation of this Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, I am always concerned that it is running smoothly. So far, I have received a report you have taken on such great responsibility nicely, and this is very encouraging to me. I had considered to send Gurudas and Jamuna back to London to assist you, but now I think that this will not be necessary as they are nicely engaged in preaching work in Delhi. Rather, I have suggested to Rupa, Rupanunga and Bhagwan Das that one of them must go to Europe to see what is the situation and report to me, and then we shall see what is to be done. Now that you are in London, please try to eliminate this 1000. Eliminate this L 4000 debt. the balance of which is unpaid back to Godhead. Bills, the magazines and books are great shortage of funds simply because the temples spend their income from literature for temple maintenance and neglect the primary work of this society, which is to print and distribute an increasing number of books. So please try to assist me in this way by eliminating the debt. I have given you the uh, hint that if you send me $10,000, you may keep the balance of profit from Krishna's book to help pay the bill. Now this is my request that you simply distribute these books immediately and deposit $10,000 in the Bhaktivedanta book fund and deposit with Dial Nippon in Japan. Why you have not sent report of Krishna's book sales? Why has no money been sent? This must be done quickly. I understand that Mukund will be assist in distribution of Krishna's book and I think that he is very qualified to do this. In fact, all of my disciples in London Center are very intelligent and they should unite around this single task of selling Krishna book widely throughout Britain and sending the money immediately to Japan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Can I request Usha Mataji to the next half, please?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. So far, you machinery to print cards, leaflets, and other color pictures. This is very nice if it is not too costly. Better to repay our debits than spend for costly machinery at this point. Also, we shall have only one magazine in our society, so I think that there is no need to print your monthly magazine in London. One wealthy Indian industrialist has promised a large sum to construct a magnificent temple in or adjust, adjacent to Regent's Park in London. So I am asking you to help me try for this by finding out some land in Regent's Park. I have heard that one mosque has been built there on land given by government. Please find out and report to me. As soon as you have secured something very nice, send me details of this property and I shall come to London to finalize negotiation for it. I think if such a nice place is there, London may become the world headquarters of our Krishna consciousness movement. Here in India, we are very encouraged by the favorable response of the Indian public, especially in Bombay. We shall begin in excuse me, I'm sorry, December 2nd a tour to Indore, Surat and other places. Still, Guru Maharaj has instructed me to take this movement to the Western countries and especially he was favorably disposed towards London. So the West must be our first order of business, and I am most pleased that my disciples are opening many new centers there. Why don't you open some more centers in the British Isles? If you can do this in cooperation with your journal secretary, Shyam Sundar, it will be to your great credit. New centers must be managed by strong men trained in philosophy, sankirtan, deity worship, cooking, and temple business. With this qualification, there is every chance for a successful program in any city of the world. So kindly train up men in your London center to open many centers in England. I am replying Mandakini's letter under separate cover. Please convey my blessings to your good wife Lilavati and to your daughter Subhadra. Hope meets you in good health. Your ever Swami Ishi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Kindly reflect, Mataji, and take your points. Meanwhile, Meena Mataji is going to share her reflections. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhupada is mentioning to Murari Prabhuji as the exactly was very like, giving blessing to let receive his letter, and then he was saying that London temple is our most important center, like for the Krishna consciousness. That's why he always wants to run this London temple smoothly, and then Murari Prabhuji has taken this responsibility really nicely. So Prabhupada is very happy about that. And they were also saying that Guridas and other Jamuna Mataji will help to assist in this moment. And yeah, so Prabhupada is also mentioning that yeah. So, and then and then is Prabhupada is mentioning that because you are in London now, so try to eliminate 4,000 debt. But so I don't know, maybe they have some debt on there.
It is the pounds, 4,000 pounds. L means it is, I think, pound symbol.
Pound symbol of debt. And then it was dated, which need to be paid to the back to Godhead. And then he said that the books are the great shortage of funds simply because the temples spend the income from literature for temples. So whatever they get the money, I think from the books they are using this for the maintenance the temples. Yeah. And then Prabhupada asking that try to assist what exactly happened on regarding this back to God at books and everything. So why and then Prabhupada asking to send $10,000 to from yeah, and give the balance of profit from Krishna books. Yeah, then he asking to send the $10,000 and give the profit of other balance of profit, and then asking to distribute the book immediately and deposit 10,000 to his fund to Dial Nipul in Japan. And then Prabhupada is also asking the question that why he has not sent the report of Krishna's book, what exactly sell and what everything happened, why he has not sent, and asking that this has to be done weekly. So, and then he's also said that Mukunda Prabhuji will be helping you in this, and for this as well. And then he also saying that all the disciples in London Center are very very qualified and so very intelligent and qualified. So and then if you unite, and then if you do this task together, that will be selling Krishna book widely throughout the Britain and sending immediate sending report and sending the money to the Japan. And so he said you are all the disciple in London and were very intelligent and qualified, so please work together and then send the sell the books and then send the money to Japan immediately. So yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, Usha Mataji, would you like to add any last comments, Mataji?
So he Prabhu that Prabhupada would want him to don't spend so much money on the costly machinery. You just pay that. It's nice to be the printer, color pictures and replace, but don't like costly. It is not to be too costly, and it better then you can repay that debits than you spend the costly machinery. So. And then we have that monthly magazines in London, so there is no need to print in your monthly magazine in London. You can only have one magazine. Okay. So, and then I said, we have one wealthy Indian industrialist to construct a large temple to in Regent Park. So I think we already had the temple in Soho. I don't know, but I couldn't understand that. Couldn't get. But that he said in Regent Park, and then he's going to be sort out that property, and then he said, please let me know as soon as if there is any chance to get that. So government gave that one land to build a mosque, but if we get that, it's London going to be very good headquarters for the Krishna consciousness movement. So that the Prabhupada wants to get that land, I think, that in Regent Park, but I couldn't get that. Or if there was already that temple in central London. And other things is Prabhupada said he's very encouraging in Bombay. There is movement going very nicely, but my spiritual master want me to Western countries to take this movement. So I'm very much to be in the investing, especially in London, if we can get that mission move, Krishna consciousness movement. And he's saying that if we have that good zone in that get new center must be managed by strong minds. So it's going to be trained in philosophy and to be Sankirtan and deity worship. So if we can do that, so if we there is a qualification, so it goes very nicely and smoothly. So kindly train that man to a London center, and then we can open many centers in England. So that is the main thing. Prabhupada's main mission is opening a big center in Western and take the Krishna consciousness movement. Yes, Prabhu, that's I got that from this letter. Gather some few points.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nicely explained by Meena Mataji and Usha Mataji. Okay, any other comments, dear devotees?
Prabhuji, may I just...
Yes, Mataji, please.
Everything was really nicely covered by the two Matajis. For me, there was one point that stood out. Somewhere it says the primary, I think it's further down, I think where he's saying that the primary work is about...
Reading books.
Yes. So I thought that was quite, primary work of this society. So it seems like he's very keen to get the management to be done in a right way, where you don't end up in debt. And he feels that the profit or whatever is happening, the funds are being used to do the maintenance of the temples, where in fact it should be to print and distribute, because that's the way to attract more people and attract them to Krishna consciousness. So he feels that that is the primary work of this society. So he wants that to be done, and obviously clear the debt by all these means that he's suggesting. And then the other thing is that he is very keen. So obviously he doesn't want any mismanagement. So he wants the report to be sent to him on a weekly basis. And so he's quite strict about that, if you send me reports, then at least then he would have an overview of what's going on. And if something is happening, then he would be able to tell them or escalate it early. Whereas if the reports don't get to him, then he wouldn't know about it for a long time. So I think he's very keen that the reports get to him quickly about how the money is being spent. And then towards the bottom, there was again, he's in this paragraph here in India. So he's doing a good job in India and spreading, building, favorable responses, building temples around, probably in India, parts of Gujarat and other places. But he still feels that his instruction from his Maharaj was to spread the movement to the Western countries. So he's still very keen on getting things done in the Western countries, especially Europe as well, because he mentioned that I want to know what's happening in Europe. I know they secured a place in Berlin very recently, it seems, but that's what he wants. And with the Regent's Park, it looks like it didn't work out. And then we know that Bhaktivedanta Manor was purchased around a couple, 2-3 years later. So I'm guessing that that's what happened, that thing fell through the Regent's Park one. And I think that maybe the next big center was the Bhaktivedanta Manor 2-3 years later. That's my understanding, but I could be wrong. Maybe Mataji, Sanjita Mataji might know more about which other temple came in between. But as far as I'm aware, that's the only one I could think of in London, or around London rather. Yeah, that is my thing. That those are the things that he wants to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can you hear me?
Yes.
Or is there?
Yes,
Can
very
you?
good. Yeah, clearly.
Okay, Prabhu. Did you say yes, Prabhu? Because I cannot hear properly.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, thank you. Yeah, very nicely reflected by Meena Mataji, Usha Mataji, and Jaivet Mataji. Yeah, as we go deeper into these letters, we see how Prabhupada was very keen to spread the movement in London, because it was his good, as I was mentioning last week, that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he sent 3 of his disciples here in London, and it did not succeed. So Prabhupada took a different measure, going more further west, trying it in the US, and then coming here. But initially, when he sent the 3 couple devotees like Shamchandra Prabhu, Malti Mataji, and Guru Das Prabhu and his wife Jamuna Mataji, and Mukunda Prabhu and Janki Mataji. So they all came. They struggled a lot in the initial period. They didn't have food, money, protection. But in one of the places I read that all Jamuna Mataji is saying, we didn't have food, any protection, any shelter. All we had was Prabhupada's love. So with that love in their heart for Prabhupada, they just jumped into the movement. And Shamchandra Prabhu had a little baby. Her daughter Saraswati, she was just not even a toddler. She was a baby, 1 or 2 years old, like that. So the hardships they went through, and then Prabhupada always kept in touch. And after that, we know how Shamchandra Prabhu tried to get in touch with the Beatles. Especially George Harrison. When he met him, he said, "I was waiting for you. Where have you been?" So Shamchandra Prabhu got that first contact with him. Then he helped him, he became a guarantor for the Bari place. Like the temple we have in London, it was first in the 7 Bari place. So for that, George Harrison became a guarantor to open the temple. And then the other Beatle members were not very happy about it because they didn't have a good experience with the sadhus in India from Mahesh Yogi Center. And apart from this, when the temple, like in this letter we see, like fast forward 2 or 3 years, when the temple was established, and the other disciples like Shamsundar Prabhu and Gurudas Prabhu, they went again to different temples. So now this is in charge of Murari Prabhuji. So he's having the initial hiccups, and then he's asking these questions like how to maintain. But Prabhupada, being like, he's a Shaktaves avatar, but he has got so much practical knowledge. So he's giving this knowledge, like passing that. I know that book distribution should be our main aim, because in the last letter last week, he was saying that the Lakshmi we get, 50% should go to the temple and 50% for book distribution, for the book printing. So but temple, of course, it's like temple is running, so that cost is going, but to get that Lakshmi, it's like book distribution. So printing of the books is very important, but for that, book distribution is necessary. So that was one of the main messages here. I find that and then I think this Prabhu is asking that, can we buy one more printer for doing leaflets and our monthly magazine? Prabhupada said, no, we already have Back to Godhead. We don't need any other magazine, especially for London. And when we already have, so this is the practical advice is giving, that when we already have so much debt, why do we need to open, accrue more debts? Buying more printers. I basically try to sell the Krishna book, try to distribute the other books, get that fund, send it to Dai Nippon, so that the cycle completes. Like more books are printed, so all of you can distribute more books, and then the temple can be funded, because there was a fund crisis in the temples, because you know what was happening all over the world. They were opening more centers, but then you need a lot of fund to maintain those centers. So this was one of the main thing. And then Prabhupada also said that he was very because he said that one of the Shamsundar Prabhu said, because Prabhupads were born in British India, and his Guru Maharaj wanted a temple in London, so he just didn't want to leave it to one temple. So he wanted to spread it more, and it was a deep desire, like to. And we read in previous letters that he wanted temple in Cambridge, Oxford, where there are intellectuals, so that the movement can spread. And then in Manchester he had, and then he wanted land in London, but of course that desire did not get fulfilled. He wanted, if because there's a mosque, so he said, if there's a mosque in London, then if he can get land in Regent Park, that area is a big area, green area. So if he can get convince the government to get some land, then he would have liked to build a temple, because these temples are normally, these are housed in some other buildings already built. But like in India, he wanted to have proper temple. But we see that these desires did not get fulfilled. But of course, the movement carries on. So it's like on to us, on to the devotees to carry on the movement. And we see, like in now we have in Leicester, Leicester was still there. I mean, Coventry, and then Croydon, so many Manchester, so many other places, even if not temples or big buildings, centers are opening. There are a few in London also. We don't know the names, but yeah, that's how. So Prabhupada's like, he said basically he wanted. So from this letter, we see that Prabhupada is saying that he wanted the headquarter to be in London. So that tells us how deep desire he had for in the West, for the ISKCON in the West. Apart from San Francisco, there he wanted it here. So, but somehow that did not happen. And later, of course, in the East we have Mayapur. I mean, when we reflect on this, we find out how deep was his desire to have. So that's how Radha Landaneshwar temple is, because it's very, very close to Prabhupada's heart. And when we read all these other books, so like we understand the movement here. So Yeah, and lastly, when he said that, in India, of course, his plan worked very successfully, because he wanted that in when the movement succeeds in the West, then he will go to the East, and of course, East people, they like copying West a bit, so that's how the movement succeeds, especially in Bombay, because Bombay is the financial capital, and when the business people, industrialists, they get convinced, then we get fund, and he can build temple. That was the plan, and it worked fine. But then also Prabhupada is saying that though in India, of course, we see it's flourishing so rapidly. It started late, but it's flourishing so rapidly because people are being awakened. But he wanted the same here also. So he said, no matter how many temples are happening in India, my Guru Maharaj wanted in the West. So the business is still the West. So he's saying, using that word, the business is still the West. So yeah, so that's how, that's my reflection, Prabhu. So the main letter I found, I mean, as we go deeper and deeper into every week, so these reflections, we see how the movement manifested and how all these devotees put their heart and soul into it, and just saying that, oh, we don't have anything, but we have Prabhupada's love. So giving everything. So, and then, I'll finish with this, that when he said Gurudas Prabhu and Yamuna Mataji, they went to India. So this beautiful Radha Shamsundar temple, the architecture is so beautiful, that was basically designed by Yamuna Mataji. So after they succeeded in London, they went to in Delhi. Delhi, they tried a bit, and then they went to Vrindavan, and they designed, and they got the Radha Shamsundar temple built. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. That's my reflection. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful, Mataji. Nice to hear you. It appears that you might be disciple of Srila Prabhupada before. Very
Thank you, Samhita. Very nicely, Prabhu. She has so much knowledge and then she goes always deeper. So thank you for, yes, your realization. That was very nice. Thank you for explaining. And
Hari Bol,
yes,
Sanchita Mataji, Hari Bol.
very good.
All thank you, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And when it comes to London, I don't know, I have that deep desire to speak. So even there is noise, I'm traveling, but I thought I should share a bit. But all of you shared very nicely about the letter. But I mean, in and around what happened after, what happened before, because I read, I thought I can share with devotees. So thank you for giving me an opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. And also, we all wish you all the best for Pranash's exam and for all of you.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. That means a lot. Hari Bol. Thank you.
Good luck for the exam.
Oh, devotees, prayers, and blessings. It's nothing more, of course. Pranchu, can you say thank you, please?
Hare Krishna.
Hare
That's it.
Krishna. Good luck.
good
Good
luck.
luck.
Thank you.
Okay, may Lord bless you in all ways so that you will get all remembrance from the Lord. So you will perform your exam very nicely.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Good luck, Prancer.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other comments on this letter? Okay, so this is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. This is London. Okay, so Prabhupada wanted to have expert devotees in the London. So here, so the centers must be managed by strong men trained in the philosophy, Sankirtan, deity worship, cooking, and temple business. Now all devotees, even in our Sangha, they all go to the temple, London temple. They have got good knowledge and the philosophy. They perform very beautiful kirtans. They do nice deity worship at home, and also they got temple and opportunity. But when they get an opportunity in the temple, they also can do deity worship. They cook nicely, serve in the temple. This is all temple business. Once we enter in temple, we feel that it is our temple. It is our Radha Gokulananda temple, and they carry out their activities. So these are all our soldiers. Srila Prabhupada soldiers to carry out the temple business in the London, as Prabhupada is desiring So these qualifications, there is every chance for successful program in any city of the world. This is just only train up in our day without losing a single moment. Morning prayers and then engaging these activities throughout the day, preaching and book distribution, and also doing kirtans, eating prasadam, and then cleansing all the temple business. All Matajis are doing great service in the temples. This is what Prabhupada is stressing on that one, to train the uh, men in the temple. Okay, wherever they go, they will establish a new center. And here, so many, and in our Sangha also, Sridhar Govindas Prabhuji, he has started a new Sangha in the Didcot, which is like after the Oxford. So there is in his town, he has got a new Sangha now. So likewise, Sham Prabhuji, from our Sangha, he has got another group, Bhagavad Gita as it is. There are so many devotees as a prospect devotees. They need to be trained as well properly so that and engage themselves in the services. Okay, likewise, every devotee is taking a different branch and then trying to establish new. And here that would start when we invite the devotees to our home, do bhajans, and take Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam book, read one or two shlokas, and then reflect and have nice feast, and then sing and dance little bit in the home. If it is not possible to dance, so a little bit just sitting and doing bhajans and have nice prasadam, then that is how the program starts. We can establish a new center in our areas. It is possible when the Matajis and Prabhujis are cooperatively working and inviting the devotees in a consistent way. But if it consistent means once in a 2 weeks or once in a month, like that, then the devotees get attracted more and more. Okay, so likewise, Prabhupada is describing. So if that happens, spread in India, so that Prabhupada is mentioning, open many centers in England. Open many centers in England. And get trained in the London center. Kindly train up men in your London center. Okay, so, and likewise, Gaurangi Mataji is inviting so many devotees and then doing so many house programs. Okay, that is how things will progress. And it is actually self-reflection later on. How we have utilized this is pranaihi addaihi diya vacha shreya acharanam sada. Etavad sapalyam deheshu iha dehinam. How we have to utilize this body and the life, the time and the energy. So Krishna says, pranaihi addaihi diya vacha. Diya is intelligence, vacha is speaking, and prana is the life, addaihi is the money. How to it is? Shreya acharanam sada. Always one has to perform the activities which is auspicious, that is in the Krishna consciousness. Then etavad janma sapalyam, that is how the life is successful. When we have got deheshu iha dehinam, if we have got a human body. But other things they cannot do it, even though otherwise it is just a animal business. Okay, so that is Prabhupada's desire. Okay, this is my reflection as well. So many things.
Yes, and that like somehow coming true as well, like Prabhupada desire. Like many, like most of the, like in UK cities, they are doing Rath Yatra, like, so many. I don't think any other Europe country has done like this, but we have within the UK, so many cities, they have like, Rath Yatra. Tomorrow there's another Rath Yatra, East London as well. So, yeah.
Yes, so it is the yatras are continuously going on. It is celebrations. Yeah, that is how we invoke auspiciousness throughout the world. Thank you, Mataji. Anything else? Okay, so that is from Srila
So
Prabhupada.
Rohan Prabhu also started. In Stevenage, he has got regular house programs. I think in 2 weeks. He was saying in the temple.
Who Mataji is?
Rohan Prabhu?
Rohan Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah. He used to come in a sangha earlier. He has sangha like house programs in Stevenage,
Yes.
and they had their own Rath Yatra as well this year.
Oh, very beautiful, Mataji.
Yeah, second year of Rath Yatra they had.
Excellent. And that is how it spread and bring the communities together. Thank you, Mataji. So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the updates point of view, so today evening we have got Chaitanya Charitamrita at 7 p.m. Okay, that is our upcoming event. And the dear devotees, if you have got any other updates or events are going on, I think Dinasreshta Mataji has sent there is a Rath Yatra in the Ilford, the East London. So I think devotees, they can get an opportunity to go and participate.
And also like local councillor and everybody's just coming, to do this Rath Yatra festival. They come and speak and which is also something good that English people, they are coming and giving their councillor and whoever, senior, they also come.
Yes, if we invite those higher authorities, then the media coverage would happen and saying that the message is there, and this is how we may spread message of the Lord. So we invite celebrities, and media will cover something.
Yeah, last week there was Rath Yatra in Brighton. I think it's come in the news as well. Something. It was really nice. Last Saturday.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Mataji. So pleasing to hear all these news when devotees are carrying out these activities. So that is from the updates point of view. Okay, if you're all happy, then we shall move to the Brahma Samhita. So I think we have got less time here. Let us go and see Shri Brahma Samhita. In the last session, we have been describing about the gigantic, so it is a big sloka about the Shvetadvipa. This is the Goloka Vrindavana architecture. So where it is, Chaturastram Tatparitaha Shvetadvipaksham Adbhutam. Chaturastram Chaturmurtehe Chaturdhama Chatushkritam Chaturbihi Purushadhaisha Chaturbir Hetudhrutam Sulai Dhasipiranadha Urdho Ado Digvidikshvapi Ashtabihi Nidibihi Justam Ashtabihi Nidibihi Justam Ashtabihi Siddhibihi Tata Madhurupaisha Dasidikpalaihi Paritavritam Shamair Raktesha Suklaisha Pashadarshapaihi Shobhitam Sekti Vistabihi Adbhutabihi Samantataha. So this was the one we were discussing. Now again we got very less time, but still we'll cover a little bit from here. So in the last session we have read the first paragraph of the purport. So again we shall read a little bit of translation. The surrounding so here the surrounding external plane of Gokula is described in this verse. There is a mysterious quadrangle place named Shvetadvipa surrounding the outskirts of Gokula. Shvetadvipa is divided into 4 parts. In all sides, the abode of Vasudeva, Sankashana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are separately located in each of these 4 parts. Okay, so here one of the statements of Narada Muni, when he was speaking to Vyasadeva, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tubhyam Pradyumnasya so Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tubhyam Namah Sankashanaya. He was mentioned. What is that shloka? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tubhyam Pradyumna Aniruddha Namah Sankashanaya. Likewise, he includes that shloka comes from the first canto, fifth chapter, where around 35 or 36 shloka. So just let us bring that shloka here. So you will also see that first one. Om Namo Bhagavate chapter 5 and 6, I think. So this is Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyumnaya Aniruddhaya Namah Sankashanaya Cha. Let us all chant the glories of Vasudeva along with his plenary expansions Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Sankarshana. Okay, so here when we are glorifying the Lord, we need to see these the expansions of like Krishna and Balarama and their quadruple expansions. This is Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha are separately located in each of these four parts. So that is what here Narada Muni says with his plenary expansions. Okay. These four divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as again, just one more reflection about Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. They are persons here within the four abodes. When we look at what it means to us, but here within our body, we live here within this body as a spirit spark. And we are also, the spirit spark is exhibited, Vrittibihi Lakshanam Proktam. That is described like the Manobuddhi Ahankara Chittamiti Antaratmakam Chaturdha Lakshade Bhedo Vrittibihi Lakshanam Proktam. They exhibited in four different kinds of activities: mind, intelligence, and then ego, consciousness. These are the four. Consciousness is the Vasudeva, and ego is the Sankarshana. Intelligence is Pradyumna, and then mind is the Aniruddha. These four deities, these are the presiding deities for those four the subtle elements within ourselves. They exhibit when the consciousness is pure, Vasudeva, when the ego is pure, Sankarshana, intelligence is pure, Pradyumna, when the mind is pure, Aniruddha. Therefore, the four presiding deities for these four elements. These are the four subtle. Out of that, in the Sankhya philosophy, Kapil Bhagavan describes apart from the 20 material elements, these four subtle elements are the mind, intelligence, ego, and consciousness. For them, these are the presiding deities. And these deities are the expansions of Balarama in the Goloka Vrindavana. The abode of, they are situated in four different abodes. Okay, they are separately located in each of these four parts. These four divided abodes are enveloped by the fourfold human requirements such as piety, wealth, passion, and liberation. Okay, so again there is a dharma, artha, kama, moksha. They are also surrounded, fourfold human, enveloped by the fourfold human requirements, purusharthas. And also four Vedas, Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, Atharvana Veda. Atharva Veda. So which deal with the mantras and which are basis of achievements of the fourfold mundane requirements. So here Vedas contain all the they deal with the three material modes of nature. If you do this one, you will get this benefit like that. And then further, the 10 tridents are fixed in the 10 directions, including Zenith and Nadir. Including Zenith and Nadir. So this one it is just look at that, go look at chart. We have seen this one again just as we are going through. So there are the 10 tridents fixed in the 10 directions, including Zenith and Nade. They are all the mantras, Manurupena. The 8 directions are decorated with the 8 jewels of Mahapadma, Padma, Shanka, Makara, Kachapa, Mukunda, Kunda, and Nila. These are the jewels. They are in this material world, they are with the Kuvera, and Kuvera is having these jewels here in this material world, but they are eternally existing in the Goloka Vrindavan. Okay, and then there are 10 protectors, Dikpalas of the 10 directions in the form of the mantra, Manurupena. So this is Manurupasha Dasdikpalaihi Parito Vritam. And then the associates of the Lord, the Pashvadas, they are Shamaihi, Gauresha, Raktesha, Suklesha, Pashadarshabaihi. And they are in the different colors, associates, hues of blue, yellow, red, and white, and extraordinary potencies, bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shine on all sides. These are the energies. Shobhitam Sektibihi Sektibistabihi Adbhutabihi Samantataha. These are the energies or extraordinary potencies bearing the names of Vimala, etc., shining on all sides. Samantataha. And in this purport, at least we covered a few lines only from this purport. Okay, so just read. Jayavad Mataji, would you like to read up to this point, Mataji? Just we cover. Otherwise, it's a large paragraph, and we got time is already 8 o'clock.
Okay, yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Primary Srila, should I be saying Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai or no? Bhakti Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Primarily, Gokula is the seat of transcendental love and devotion. Hence, Yamuna, Sri Govardhan, Sri Radhakund, etc. of the terrestrial Rajmandal lie within Gokul. Again, all the majesties of Vaikuntha are manifested there, extending in all directions. The pastimes of the 4 propagating manifestations are all there in their proper places. The Paravyoma Vaikuntha has got its extension from the display of the 4 propagating manifestations. Salvation as of Vaikuntha and piety, wealth, and passion pertaining to worldly people are in the proper places in Gokul as their original seed, that is primary cause. The Vedas are engaged in singing the song of the Lord of Gokul. There are 10 tridents in 10 directions to prevent and disappoint those who are aspirants for having an entrance into Golaka through meditations without the grace of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here, Prabhupada is not Prabhupada, I think Jiva Goswami and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. So they are describing. So original commentary by Jiva Goswami. So here is the seat of transcendental love. Primarily, Gokula is the seat of transcendental love and devotion. So without love and devotion, we cannot enter into Goloka Vrindavan. Vrindavan means it is love and devotion. It is naturally, it is not, it depends on the Vidhi Bhakti. Vidhi Bhakti is following rules and regulations and then going proper, clean oneself and then do the things according to the regulations. That is the Vidhi Bhakti. But gradually what happens, because we have been engaged and the love towards the Shri Radha Krishna, it would increase, keep on increasing. And without looking at the Lord, we would not stay. Then in that state, spontaneous love comes. That is the Raganuga Bhakti. Within that spontaneous love, sometimes we may oversee the rules, principles, rules and regulations. We may want to do something more with love. At the time, Where there is love, no rules. Rules does not come into the picture where there is a love. Okay, so that is Vrindavan Dham. So sometimes in the Vrindavan, if we see the people, they will be always thinking Ladli ji and then Thakur ji in different ways as one of their family members. That is the love. It comes naturally. Okay, and they do not worry about any rules and regulation. If we see sometimes, but there are again mixed kind of people. I'm talking about the people with love and devotion towards Krishna and Radharani, not the materialistic. Materialistic people also are there, which are like a kind of trying to make business or somewhere other. But they are not bad, but it is needed for the human life as well. But they have got their own position. Okay, but that is a different business. But where here it is mentioned with devotees with love and devotion. And then here, hence Yamuna, Sri Govardhana, Sri Radha Kunda, etc. of the terrestrial Vrajamandala lie within the Gokula. So I think it is Vrajamandala is spread for I think some kilometers. It is also described from the Jiva Goswami's descriptions. I think Jiva Goswami or Srila Rupa Goswami in description in their script literatures, it is also described some yojanas, something like that. Okay, and again, all the majesties of Vaikuntha are manifested there, extending in all directions. So here, in the Goloka Vrindavana, so here, whenever we are seeing through this Goloka chart, in the Brahma Mahapurana, there it is describing about the Vaikuntha and it is describing about Kailasa. So it is very nicely saying whenever Narada Muni, he goes to Lord Brahma, Narada is son of his Brahma itself. And then Brahma is saying to Narada, my dear child, just go and get married. So Narada Muni has got 3 lifetimes before. One is as son of Brahma, and then later on he was cursed by Brahma that you go and take birth as a Gandharva and get married to beautiful wives and live like a family life. And then that is Gandharva life. And then further he will be taken birth as a son of a maid servant, Sudra. And then once he gets into the devotional life at the end of the Sudra life, at the time he came in contact with touch with the 4 Kumaras, Bhakti Vedantis. The Bhakti Vedantis is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, but there are 4 Kumaras. It is mentioned in the Brahmavaita Mahapurana. And then he leaves his body and then he again takes birth as in the next day of Brahma in the creation. He was born as the son of Brahma. Again, Brahma asks him, my dear son, just go and get married. And Narada Muni says, there is a very nice philosophy. He speaks about, oh, my dear father, you're asking me to get married. So, but you know what happens in the marriage? So, if I get married, there may be a woman. There are 3 different kinds of women. One is Sadhvi, Bhogi, and Kulata. Sadhvi, she follows rules and regulations, but for the sake of following the rules, because of the fear of the Vedic injunctions and fear of the superior authority, and so that she wanted to attain the good fame or attain to the higher planetary system, like that. For that purpose, she always renders service to her husband, but she is just selfish. She is also selfish. And then second, Bhogi, that woman, she takes all comforts from the husband. She neglects the husband. That is Bhogi. And then Kulata, she is always trying to do something, cheat the husband, and always thinking of someone else. So that is Kulata. So likewise, he describes in whatever the way women are is abode of all kinds of desires. What is there, my dear father, to get married and you're trying to put me into the hellish condition of life? Is it a well-wisher or not? Whenever he is saying to Brahma, and Brahma says that, so my dear child, so do you know one thing? So all these women, they are the expansions of goddess of fortune. And if the woman is born from the Brahmana family, she would not be having any bad qualities at all. He describes the qualities of a good woman taking birth in the higher families. She would not have any bad intentions at all. But there are other women Brahma also describes. But out of all again he describes to convince Narada Muni, out of all the touches, the touch of a woman, it is the very nicely in order to convince Narada Muni, he describes some how comfort it is getting married. And then later on, further he is explaining and then saying that now because I'm a father, because I'm a spiritual master to you. So I ask your Guru Dakshina. So because as part of Guru Dakshina, you get married. And Narada Muni says, finally, he agreed, okay, I'll do it. But for that purpose, I need to do all these things. So you go to the Lord Shiva and then accept mantra, Sri Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that is Sri Krishna mantra. And then you learn all these rules and regulations from Lord Shiva. When Narada Muni is going to Lord Shiva, he sees so many other things, beautiful planets, and in the Kailasa itself, it is having so much of beautiful opulences. And then he was trying to learn something from Lord Shiva there. He got the mantra and all following rules and regulations and everything else. At the time he observes Kailasa is full of so much of, he sees there are 3 crores or 30 crores of houses built with all the jewels and gold, something like that. That is a description of Kailasa mountain. Further, Vaikunta, it is more jubilant. Brahma planet is always very opulent, better than Kailasa, better than this Vaikunta, and then better than that Goloka Vrindavana is so opulent. Everything is chintamani and gold jewels, gold everywhere it is. But people do not worry about those things. They do not care about those stuff. That one we can see in the Brahmavaita Mahapurana. It is glorification of Krishna and glorification of Vaikuntha Lokas and devotees of Krishna. Only Krishna, nothing more than that. That is the best scripture which I feel and relish every moment. Though the scriptures are the 6 scriptures out of 18 Puranas, 6 Puranas for people in the mode of goodness, 6 Puranas for the people in the mode of passion, 6 Puranas for the people of who are in the mode of ignorance. But Brahmavaita Purana comes for the people in the mode of passion. But still, we relish because everywhere we see Krishna, Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan, devotees of Krishna, glorification of Goloka Vrindavan, everywhere it is relishable. And everyone are glorifying Goloka Vrindavana. Brahma glorifies. And Brahma says to Narada Muni, oh Narada Muni, you do not want to marry. So there are so many children, Sanaka, Sanandana, and Vodha, Aruna, and many other children. They also do not want to marry. Why should I stay in this samsara? I also to go to the Goloka Vrindavana. Keep myself in the devotional service to Shri Radha Krishna. I also wanted to go to. I don't want to take here the responsibility of being in the samsara. Brahma also mentions while he was just speaking to Narada Muni. So that is the glorification of Goloka Vrindavana. Again, the description of Goloka Vrindavana, we would read it from the Brahmavaita Purana. I think previously we have seen a little bit of, there are 14 gates going to the Goloka Vrindavana, and at each and every gate, this Gopas, they have got their guarding this prakaras. And then these demigods, when the Brahma, the Vishnu, Maheshwara, Dharma, all demigods are going there, they see the opulence of Golokaruna. It's so beautiful. Just by this is Bhagavan Shabda Gocharaha. By hearing those sound itself, we feel so much happiness. So this is the majesties of Vaikuntha are manifested there, extending in all directions. Okay, so this is, and then Vaikuntha is better than Kailasa, and then all majesties of Vaikuntha are manifested there extending in all directions. And Vaikuntha is also That opulence is also part and parcel of Goloka Vrindavana. That opulence is. Okay. So the pastimes of four propagating manifestations are all there in their proper places. And the Paravyoma Vaikunta has got its extension from the display of the four propagating manifestations. Okay, so again, it is Paravyoma. Again, this is also described like this is again. This Goloka has got the four Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. In the similar way, the Vaikunta planets, they also have got in the center there Mahalakshmi and Narayana here, and there also Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. There are four abodes are there here again. And from each Vaikunta planet, there are innumerable Vaikunta planets. Each Vaikunta planet again has got four second quadruple expansions. So this is the Parabhama Vaikunta has got its extension from the display of the four propagating manifestations. And salvation of Vaikunta, salvation as of Vaikunta, and piety, wealth, and passion pertaining to worldly people are in the proper places in the Gokula as their original seed. This is what and primary cause. Original seed, that is primary cause. Krishna, Sarva Karanam. The first shloka is the Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. So everything, when Krishna source of everything, for even Dharma, Kama, Moksha also, the seed is existing in the Gokula. Okay, that point here. And then Vedas also are also engaged in the singing the song of the Lord of Gokula. There are 10 tridents in 10 directions to prevent and disappoint those who are the aspirants for having entrance into Gokula through the meditations without grace of Krishna. Who goes to the Goloka Vrindavana? Only Krishna's bandhus, Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha, who are dear to the Lord, they will go there. And who are going for the showing off of I am the Siddhi, I have got so much of thing, it is not for them. They will only see disappointment because they are guarded by 10 tridents, they are guarding the board. They do not allow them. Okay, so it is for not the show of people, but who have got love and devotion for Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. This is again Shantaha, Samadrishaha Suddhaha, Sarva Bhutanurranjanaha, Yanti Anjasa Achyuta Padam, Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. So this is when describing about Dhruv Maharaj, Maitreya Muni says about this statement. Who are going to the Vaikunta? This is Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha, who are Santaha, Samadrishaha, Suddhaha, Sarva Bhutanurranjanaha, and who are pleasing to all the living entities. And Yanti Anjasa Achyuta Padam, they will go very easily to the Vaikunta planet. And they are dear to the Lord, Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. So, who have got mercy of Krishna. And there, the Vedas also engage in singing the song of the Lord of Gokula, the personified Vedas. Personified Vedas in the Vaikuntha Loka also they are there, and they are also in the Gokula as well. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the personified Vedas, they glorify the Lord. If you just look at in the 10th canto, and around almost the last chapter. So the prayers of the personified Vedas. This is the canto 10, chapter 87, prayers of the personified Vedas. It is very beautiful to go through. Okay, let us see. Okay, I think there are many prayers here, but around how many shlokas are here? Around 50 shlokas are there. maybe let us read at least one shloka, one prayer of these Vedas by each devotee. The Shrutis said, so we'll read only for just for the sake of acknowledging that prayers of the Vedas. Okay, second request of each devotee read one prayer, please. Who would like to go for the 14th shloka?
Can I just read because I have to go to work?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. The Shrutis said, victory, victory to you, O unconquerable one. By your very nature, you are perfectly full in opulence. Therefore, please defeat the eternal power of illusion, assumes who assumes control over the moods of nature to create difficulties for conditional soul. Oh, you have awakened all the energies of the moving and non-moving embodied beings. Sometimes the Vedas can recognize you as you sport with your material and spiritual potencies. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, can I request next devotee?
Hare Krishna. May I go?
Yes, Mataji, please.
This perceivable words is identified. Identify with the Supreme because the Supreme Brahman is the ultimate foundation of all existence, remaining uncharged as all created things are generated from it and at last dissolved into it. Just as clay remains unchanged by the products made from it and again merge with it. Thus, it is towards you alone that the Vedic uh, sages direct all their thoughts, words, and acts. After all, how can the footsteps of man fall in touch the earth on which they live? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Javed Mataji, would you like to read next shloka?
Yes, Hare Krishna. Therefore, O Master of the three worlds, the wise get rid of all misery by diving deep into the nectarian ocean of topics about you, which washes away all the contamination of the universe. Then what to speak of those who, having by spiritual strength rid their minds of bad habits and freed themselves from time, are able to worship your true nature, O Supreme One, finding within it uninterrupted bliss? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Gauringe Mataji, would you like to read the next Mataji?
15 Prabhuji or okay, 17. Okay.
17.
Okay. Only if they become your faithful flowers are those who breathe actually alive. Otherwise, their breathing is like that of billows. It is by your mercy alone that the elements, beginning with the Maha Tattva and false ego, created the egg of this universe. Among the manifestation known as Ana, Maya, and so forth, you are the ultimate one, interning within the material covering along with the living entity and assuming the same forms as those he takes. This destined from the gross and subtle material manufacture, you are the really underlying them all. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so these are the beautiful place. Okay. This is this personified Vedas. They're always glorifying here. Vedas also engage in singing the song of the Lord of Gokula. These Vedas here, this 10th canto means these Vedas are glorifying Krishna directly. Okay, okay, and that way, it is an eternal thing, and then whoever is engaged in the devotional service to the Lord, they will go there. Up to this point we have covered. I stop there. Maybe we continue the next. But meanwhile, I also request dear devotees, if you wanted to ask questions, kindly ask, or you wanted to share anything, kindly share.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I ask
Yes, Mataji.
2 questions, if possible, but if it's too late, I can ask one and then I can just ask.
No late, Mataji.
This 10 tridents that they are talking about,
Yes.
I didn't get that. Which 10 tridents are these?
So, but this is the Golokurudan. So you see there is one trident here.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, I understand. Yeah. Thank you.
This is Om Vam. This is Varunaya Namaha. And this one is the Om Ham. I think Indiraya Namaha. I think if you, I can't, I don't think I can zoom that. But Om Yam Vayave Namaha. Om Sam Kuveraya Namaha. Om Ham. This is Ishaya Namaha. So in 10 directions, likewise, these are all surrounding all the spiritual planets. This is the totally top 3. This is the sides, 2 of them here, and then bottom under the Vaikuntha planets. This is 3 more here. But Zenith and Nade, we do not see them directly. I think they may be somewhere, but in the picture, in the 2-dimensional picture, we don't see them. Okay, these are the 10 tridents. Sulaihi Dasapihi Anada Voddo Adu Dig Vidikshwapi. 8 tridents. Yes, Mataji.
And these tridents are different for each of the planets?
It is here as it is described. These Vaikuntha planets, all this blue, and it here also, it is a blue lotus flower. It has got a blue lotus petals. Out of the top one is the pink one. And here, these solas, they're all guarding all the Vaikuntha planets. Vaikuntha planets means Achyuta Priya Bandhavaha. Only the devotees only can enter into the abodes of the Lord. And out of those devotees, and again based on their mellows or the relationship with the Lord, they enter into the corresponding abode. If it is with Krishna, as a different kinds of Nakarchit Matparaha Santarupi Nakshantinomi Animisho Lady Hetihi. Yesha Maham Priya Atma Sutasha Saka Guruhu Suhra Daiva Mishtam. What is the relationship? If it is the loving relationship, it is kind of a father, mother, friend, and a lover. Such kind of relationships, they go into the Goloka Vrindavana directly with Krishna. If I wanted to be a servant and Krishna is the master, Krishna is like a opulent form. I am the servant of Krishna, Vaikuntha, that is Vaikuntha's opulence. And all these planets are guarded by the 10 solas. Vaikuntha planets are guarded by. But Brahma Jyoti, even the yogis who are merging into the Brahma Jyoti, they will go up here, but they cannot enter into the abode of the Lord. They are like a door guards. They enter into the Brahma Jyoti, but they cannot enter into the abode of the Lord. Is that clear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And the next question, Mataji?
Oh, it's okay. I'll ask another time. Don't worry. It's from the Bhagavatam. So don't worry. We continue with this. If anyone has questions on Brahma Samhita, I'll carry on.
Any other questions, dear devotees? Mataji, don't have anything to share or anything to share? Okay, so if there are no questions, no further sharings, maybe we shall conclude for now. If it is all right. Okay, and then we shall continue in the next Saturday or tomorrow morning. So we shall conclude. वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, conscious day, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे